Hello, welcome, Cabbage here. Let's have another look at Acala, and then this time I wanted to challenge myself, so we'll do an all-Pierce team. And this is kind of funky for this mission, since there are lots of chances to do pinch shots, and just kind of skip a stage, or even skip multiple stages at once. So bounce characters are highly recommended for here, but we'll try with all Pierce, and then yeah, it does play pretty differently if you don't have any bounce characters, so we'll have a look here. To talk about my team, everybody is Pierce with either Flight or Minesweeper, and then Null Gravity Barrier, and then that covers the gimmicks here. First I'm using Mundus Transcendent. He's got a very strong homing bump combo, which will be a good source of damage here. And then a strike shot, which delays whomever he hits for 3 turns. So we'll save that more towards the end of the mission. Next is my only drop monster, and that is Chainbound Jack from the last Halloween event. He also has a strong bump combo, the lock-on Pierce Wave. There it is. And that goes towards the enemy with the lowest hit points, which will come in handy in many situations during this quest. Next I'm using a Hera Ascension, and she's the one character with Minesweeper instead of Flight, so she can pick up the mines and then prevent some damage to my guys. She has a Blast Bump combo, so that'll help me get out my other bump combos, so that'll be a good consistent source of damage. And she has a Meteor Strike Shot. She and Chainbound Jack both have a Meteor Strike Shot. So that can be a good way to clear a field of enemies and then do some damage to the boss. And then finally I have Rose Monstriker Evolution, I think it is. And she also has Flight, Minesweeper, and also Null Block. But that won't come into effect here. And she has the weakest bump combo, it's just an X-Laser. But she does have a Strike Shot where she does extra damage in the weak point, so that can be helpful. Alright, the first 3 stages, they are the zombie loops, and then we want to take down the 2 zombies on the same turn. So next couple of turns here, I'm going to miss the gauge, so that these characters don't have no gravity barrier, so that I can better position them, and then also do less damage and set off less bump combos, just to make sure that I don't take down one zombie by accident. Alright, so here positioning looks pretty good. I will get some hits in on both zombies and then get all the bump combos out. And then that will take down the zombies and the zombie loop. And actually, when I play this mission, I like to play with all bounce characters. I don't like to use any Pierce at all. But they do really come in handy. It's easy to get out bump combos, it's easy to grab hearts. And because this team is all Pierce monsters, kind of the amount of damage that we can do compared to bounce monsters is not going to be as high, which means every stage is going to take longer to clear. And that also means more attacks that we're going to take. So we really need to keep an eye on our positioning so that we take fewer attacks. And we also need to be real careful about our hearts in order to grow them up so they're golden, and then take them only when we need them. Okay, last zombie loop stage. And if we keep our characters more towards the center of the map, it'll be easier to do concentrated damage on the little guys and then stay away from the zombies. So again, just left and right, keeping towards the center of the map, or trying to. Again, keeping towards the center of the map. And alright, we're in a pretty good position here. We have 2 little guys with very little hit points. I'm going to miss the gauge here again, so that I can take down the bull guy, but not do any damage to the zombie. Alright, and then here I'm feeling pretty good about taking down everybody this turn. So we'll go ahead and do a diagonal attack, and then set off as many bump combos as we can. Okay, pretty good. Alright, so now the focus is going to be trying to enter the next stage with as close to full hit points as possible. That'll be the focus every stage, if possible. We're not going to have that sort of luxury in the boss stages, but in these early stages certainly we can do that. Alright, HP is getting low, but I really want to grow that heart up there at the top. So I'm going to try to take down as many guys as I can with an attack coming out next turn. Alright, looks like just the one in the middle, so we'll still take a couple of attacks. Alright, but we made it. So now we can grab the gold heart and then be in much better position for the next few turns. Right, here I probably should have gone for the bump combos, but it'll end up fine anyway. Okay, so again, we'll grab the gold heart, take down the guy, and then we'll be all set for the next stage. Okay, so first mini-boss stage, and this is one of the easier stages of the mission, because we can just go straight after the boss, just keep going back and forth through that weak point, and then set off bump combos for additional damage. And then ideally, we would just go left and right so that our only target that we hit is Acala. But again, depending on positioning. It might be better to do an up and down attack, like here. Oh, I guess we'll go left and right instead. Get a little bit of a bump combo out. Okay, and again, I'm going to save my hearts until they're golden. Or try to, at least. Alright, well, no choice but to pick up the heart here, but at least we can save the other heart for another day. Alright, and then little by little, our bump combos did enough damage to the zombies to take them down there, so that worked out pretty well. Alright, good damage from Hera, since she's the only one with a Minesweeper here. Okay, that'll do it for the first mini-boss stage. And next is the second mini-boss stage, and this one is one of the more difficult stages here. The Acala on the right is going to heal the Acala on the left, so we want to take down the one on the right first. But it's hard to get good concentrated damage on him. So that's why I'm going to use Jack's Meteor Strike Shot. And we'll try to hit as many little guys as possible as well. Okay, so not great damage on the Acala on the right, but every little bit helps, so. Okay, pretty good damage there. Alright, so there's the Acala on the right healing the one on the left. We'll just have to ignore the one on the left until the one on the right is gone. Okay, one more attack should do it. But again, we are taking a long time, so I think a powerful attack from the left is going to come out pretty soon. Okay, but now with the Acala on the right gone, we can focus on the left, and then possibly get rid of the little guys with bump combos. Yikes. Alright, so there my positioning was bad, so I took a lot of damage from that attack. But I don't see an attack coming out next turn, so we'll try to wait it out and get the heart golden. So thankfully I had another heart come out. I could just pick up that one in order to give me another turn so that I could wait for this gold heart to appear. Okay. So yeah, heart management, that's what that is. Okay, one more attack should do it. Okay, excellent. Alright, boss sequence. The first boss stage is the easiest for this team because the boss is right in the middle and there's lots of space around him so that we can just get attacks, you know, up and down or left and right without having to worry about the other little guys. And yeah, this was in some ways the most difficult stage for me with an all-bounce team since there's no possibility of pinching. Right, here I'm going to go for bump combos more than direct attacks. Yeah, that cross laser, that's one of the more damaging attacks from Acala, but we can avoid it if we work on our positioning. Okay, so that was first boss stage done, and then we have the second boss stage. And then here, where Mundus is, this is great positioning for a bounce character. He could do a kind of a slight angle up and to the right, maybe, and then possibly beat the mission just outright right here. We don't have that option, though. So I'm going to use Hera's Meteor Strike shot, and then if I hit both the copy on the lower right and then the original on the upper left, then we get extra damage into the boss. So. And then, of course, I want to take down the bull demon guys before the main heals the copy. So we'll try to rely on that with, or we'll try to make that happen with the bump combos. Okay, so we got hit by a few lasers there, but still alive. Okay, alright. So there go the little bull guys, and then we're just going to spend this time now doing as much damage as we can to the image on the lower right. And chances are we're not going to be able to do enough damage to take him down, so he'll get the healing here, and then that'll give us more time to do damage to that image. Alrighty. Okay. And then there, Chainbound Jack, his bump combo goes towards the enemy with the lowest life. And in that case, it was the image which we wanted to target anyway, so that worked out fine. Okay, last stage. Same idea as the second stage. We'll try to get rid of the wolves first. And again, with the direct attacks, just don't do a lot of damage, so we're going to rely more on bump combos. Okay, same thing here, but we're very close to the boss, like in proximity. So yeah, a couple of my guys are going to eat that cross laser, take a lot of damage. But yes, we're just going to keep plugging away on the bump combos, hopefully take down both of the wolves this turn. Okay, terrific. And again, there too, Chainbound Jack's bump combo locks on to the guy with the lowest hit points, so that was really helpful. Okay, so again, I'll spend a turn just doing as much damage as I can to the image while waiting for the healing to come from the main. Okay, so there is the healing, goes into the image. We'll go back to doing as much damage as we can to the image in the upper right. And I would love to save those hearts until they're golden. So I'm going to keep a close eye on the turn counts. Okay, so let's grab that. The cross laser is coming out again next turn, so... Okay, fine. Okay, great. So we picked up the heart. Only one of our characters was hit with a cross laser. And then We'll use Rose Monstriker's Strike Shot next. It does extra damage in a weak point. So we'll go after the weak point, in particular in the image. We also got a critical hit, so pretty good damage there. And it's 3 turns until Acala's kind of ultimate attack. But we'll extend it to 6 with Mundus's Strike Shot, just for some insurance. And you can use that Strike Shot on the second or the third boss, in case you needed to delay either the ultimate attack or the healing, depending on the situation that you're in. So yeah, pretty powerful Strike Shot. I don't know if I would have gotten through this mission without it. And there we go, an all-pierce team going through Acala. Not something that I would recommend. As you can see from the running time, it takes a bit longer than a team with bounce monsters. But apparently it is possible. Alright, thanks for watching. Take care.